Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Oh, one moment. And... enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, now we're here for Drakewing Gaming. Some of you may on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Beyond the Harbor. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. I can tell by the look on your face that I've piqued your interest. I nod. Good. Trevor Ward's his name, and unlike Don or V, he has an extensive online presence. And lucky you, he still lives in this town. Well, that's convenient. Interested in paying him a visit? I nod. Yeah, bitch sitting on our asses waiting for a phone call. He chuckles. You're more than welcome to sit. On your dick instead. Yeah, I get it. His eyes widen for about half a second before returning to normal. Well, if you're offering... I smile back at him. How about we solve this case first, Mr. Wong? I lean back again, smiling as I do. I'm sure I'll be in a more agreeable mood when this is all put to rest. He smiles back at me, his devious eyes sure not to lose sight of their target. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Such a weird arrangement. It's even weirder that, well, JC is entertaining it for a means to an end. Very manipulative. Good trait to have if you're an investigator. The cool breeze rolling off the nearby ocean ruffles my fur as I increase my pace to match Sam's. I'm not kidding, that was a pleasant walk. Oh, are you just saying that because I walked it with you? He continues on, not looking back as he speaks to me. Hardly. I'd say it's been a really nice day, sans the fog, maybe. I'm thrown off as his pace rapidly slows, but I rebound quickly to match. Hold on, shut the fuck up. This is definitely the place. Probably. I glare at the cat. What? You didn't know where we were going? Hey, I had a pretty good idea. He folds his arms, stepping up onto the well-kept porch of the large, imposing house in front of us. I've never talked to this guy, but I remembered a guy that looked just like him living here. I squinted at him, hanging back. Wait, you aren't even 100% sure he lives here? The cogs in my brain grind together until steam starts to flow out of my ears. Wait. You've never even talked to this guy before? He shrugs his shoulders. No, I couldn't keep a detailed case file on every last weirdo in this town. He turns around to face me. Have you been paying attention? The people here are bizarre. You're included on that list, weirdo. He grins as he beckons to me, and I answer his call, ascending the stairway to his kingdom of the unknown. There's an ever-expanding pit of doubt taking up residence in my stomach, but my detective's heart keeps my feet moving. I'm not from around here, by the way. I tilt my head. You aren't? He smiles. Do I look like some hick from out of the boonies? Don't answer that. I'm from California. I shrug back at him, making a mental note of that as I approach the door. I'd be lying if I told him I wasn't thoroughly intimidated as my finger hovered over the doorbell. I look back at him, and, predictable response, he smiles at me. Exhaling, I overcome my doubt and press the button. Checking out, water time. And we wait. And we wait. And we wait. We wait. Waiting. We keep on. Alright, that's enough waiting around. Sam pulls me away from my waiting trance, practically shoving me aside. Check this out. I know the trick. There's a trick to ringing a doorbell? Ooh, excuse me. I unfold my arms, placing a hand on my hip and leaning towards the cat. Surely you're not going to... But he does. Oh, you little shit! Before I can stop him, his finger assaults the doorbell's weak point. His assault isn't isolated to a single strike, though. He repeatedly jams his digit into the abused button at a speed so far beyond comprehension my brain can only parse it as vibrating. Unable to stomach the abuse, I reach out and grab him by the shoulders. Jesus fucking Christ, what are you doing? He ignores my desperate plea, continuing to violate the mechanism. His merciless assault only continues, his unflinching resolve set solid. The cringe washes over me, overwhelming adrenaline pumping throughout my body, forcing me into a state of fight or flight. I need to run away. But the investigation, the dire circumstances of my fate weigh heavy on my heart. On one hand, this could be the sole lead needed to solve this case. On the other hand, I'll never live down such an intense attack of secondhand embarrassment. Composure where we heart, Juan Carlos. After all, what is a man but... Then my melodramatic thoughts interrupted, however, by the sound of the door just in front of me creaking open. I quickly let go of the cat and reset back to my previous position, composing myself. My cohort does the same. Can I help you? Aw, lizard! Maybe. I'm not sure what you are. I look on as a pale green eye reveals itself behind the door, now slightly ajar. I nod my head. Are you, Trevor Ward? The eyes blink at me. Yes, that's me. There's a long, awkward pause before he continues. What did you need with me? I open my mouth to speak, but I'm cut off by the cat beside me. Trevor, I haven't seen you in, what, 4 years? He shoves me aside, taking my position closer to the door. You remember me? We went to high school together. Trevor squints his eyes and closes the door just a teeny bit more as the cat gets closer and closer to him. Hey, it's okay if you've forgotten. It's been a long time, so I can totally understand. But I remember you so vividly. We just have to catch up. Wouldn't you agree? Well, and I've got to figure out what you've been doing with your life. You look great. Have you gotten taller? I don't remember your eyes being so green. He leans up against me while thoroughly glazing the iguana with his honeyed tongue. I don't like the way he phrased that. Trevor, on the other hand, sinks further and further away from the cat's relentless assault. The miasma of discomfort he's exerting is dense enough to start a new plague. I have to do something. Listen to me, Trevor. I interrupt another of Sam's empty compliments. We're here to get some information. Can you please help us? You may be the only person who can. Please, will you just hear me out? The iguana closes his eyes and lets out a long, tired sigh. Listen, JC, did you notice how beautiful his scales are? Do you think he follows the same skincare routine his father does? The cat interrupts him again, though this time his reaction is different. His eyes go wide while his pupils shrink and his mouth hangs open. If there was any attempt to hide the shock and terror that assaulted him at this statement, it was invisible to me. Wait just a minute. Is your father home? Sam turns his gaze back on me. You know, I just remembered that we can always ask his father instead if he's uncomfortable answering us. I open my mouth to respond to him, but I'm interrupted by the door ahead of us being yanked open. No, he's not home, but I can answer any questions you have. There's an uncomfortable silence that hangs in the air as I ponder what to make of what just happened. It doesn't sit right with me, but I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. Thank you, Trevor. I'm sure your information will be... The cat beside me interrupts me by digging his elbow into my side as he beams his predator smile on him. May we come in, kind sir? A painful-sounding exhalation similar to one I had just made myself escapes from Trevor before he stands aside. Be my guest! He waves one of his scaly hands, beckoning us to enter. Well, I'm still frustrated with Sam for hitting me. I follow his lead for now. As soon as I take my first step into the den of the beast, I stagger as I'm overwhelmed with a blast of humidity. It takes every ounce of self-control to not swear as I do. I just gotten used to the chill, for fuck's sake. Over here in the living room. You guys can sit on the couch if you like. And what if I'd prefer to sit on the floor? Well, if you can sit on the floor if you'd like. I just thought that, Nah, I'll sit on the couch. He smirks. My companion here may prefer the floor himself. I'd just like to keep the option open. I glare over at him before smiling at the lizard. The couch is just fine for me too, thanks. Trevor turns around to face us as we reach the spacious living room, nervously shuffling about as he makes eye contact. Alright, can I offer you both something to drink? A generous offer, but I'll have to pass. The lizard seems to be thrown off by how quickly Sam answers him. But I'd become used to his quick turnarounds. Just water for me, please. He turns to me. With ice? I shake my head. No, thank you. His lips curve into a soft smile before he turns tail and walks into the kitchen. So, tell me, I take my seat on the luxurious couch and the cat sits down next to me. How do you handle a sudden change in heat like this? I rub a bead of sweat that had begun traveling down my forehead. Because I'm having a hard time adjusting. Like now. The cat, typing away at his phone, doesn't even look up as he responds. You were already in heat, weren't you? I furrow my brow. What? Not particularly. I was born in Tamaulipas, but I've lived in... You sure do look breedable to me. Oh, come on! Fuck right off, Sam. I blink. How I didn't see that one coming, I may never know. We don't have long to wait. We don't have long to sit and wait as Trevor returns from the kitchen with 2 drinks. Excuse me, a tall glass of water for me and a can of ginger ale for himself. Once he settled into the armchair just across from us, I decided to break the ice nice and early. So, Trevor, care to tell us a bit about yourself? Anything in particular? He gives me an awkward smile as I pull out my notebook. Anything, really. I just want to get to know you a little better. I smile back at him. I can start to give you an idea. My name is Juan Carlos, and I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. I wasn't born here in the U.S., though. I lived in Matamoros, Mexico until I was 4. The cat to my side stirs, chuckling. You gonna use some hot Mexican pickup lines on me? I roll my eyes. Yeah, because I was definitely picking dudes up as a toddler. I turned back to Trevor, who seems to have had no reaction to Sam's interruption. Anyways, my family immigrated here in 2002. We lived in Texas for a little while, but moved further north after about a year when my dad got a better job. My little brother was born about a year after that. Before I can continue, I'm interrupted by the cat's tail brushing against my shoulder. I turn back to him to see what he wants, but he uses it to point at. Fuck, I'm fiddling with a ring again. So I've spent most of my life here. The only thing that I miss about Mexico is... I breathe out slowly. My big sister. The lizard's pale green eyes stare back at me as he registers the obvious pain in my voice. She stayed behind? I give him a weak smile. Yeah, she disappeared in 2002. Trevor blinks, seemingly taken aback. Sam, on the other hand, seems to have no reaction to my revelation aside from his usual smirk. I clear my throat before continuing. So yeah, I'm your average American guy. My interests include food, fashion, Fablu. What the fuck is Fablu? What the fuck is Fablu? I've never heard that. What the hell is that? Apparently it's an American interest. And finding out what happened to people who disappear. I give the iguana a knowing smile. Did that help? He stares back for what seems like a full minute before stuttering out an answer. Yes, thank you. He takes a turn at coughing before speaking again. My name is Trevor Ward. I scribble in my notebook as he continues. I'm 23 years old and I've lived here in Harperton for all my life. I graduated in 2014 and my interests are He fidgets around in his seat. I like video games and bugs. And video games about bugs? His lips curl into an uncomfortable smile before he loses an awkward chuckle. You know? Well, there's a creepy-ass game that recently came out called Chitin. It's about bugs and filth and... all kinds of icky stuff. That's about it, huh? I try to offset the discomfort rapidly seeping from the man I was questioning with a nod in reply. Wonderful, thank you. The reassurance in my voice seems to do little to his panicked state as the discomfort visible on his face continues to manifest. Yeah. I can't, but... He puffs out a short breath of air before refocusing on me again. Sorry, Oh, that reminds me, JC. The iguana's mouth hangs wide open, interrupted by Sam again. You asked me the other day about college. I cock an eyebrow. But what's that? You asked me that, didn't you? Why don't you ask Trevor the same question? I look back at the lizard, whose pale green eyes have widened considerably. Sam. I turn my attention back to the cat. That doesn't seem particularly relevant to this entire, interview. He leans back in his seat, an ever-present grin glued to his face. You asked me for a reason, didn't you? Well, yeah, it was relevant at the time. Really? Why is that? I pinch the bridge of my nose. I generally think someone's choice of higher education says a lot about them. Oh, in that case, I'm a good example. I'm a business major, after all. What does that tell you about me? I fold my arms. Well, you're kind of an asshole. You're pushy, you're rude. Ah, don't flatter me. I flinch as he brushes his tail against my shoulder. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!